Hello, everyone. Welcome to one of my favorite things to film, and it is with our amazing superintendent, Dr. Wayne Vickers. We get to talk with him about the incredible things happening in our school system. I can't believe it's been 11 years that we have been Alabaster City Schools.
It is very hard to believe. I did not have gray hair when I moved here, but it has nothing to do with the school system. Probably my two sons probably had a lot to do with the gray hair.
They might have contributed.
Both Thompson grads, and they love Thompson, and you know, it is hard to believe it's been 11 years. What a great testimony to the leadership of our city and our community to pull together and make a decision. And it's almost 12 years ago when they made that decision, and then to provide the continued support for our school district.
Right.
And we're still very fortunate that we have a couple of our members that were on the original board that are still on there. So it's amazing, and I'm just very proud to call myself a citizen of Alabaster.
I feel the same way, and I think those of us that have been lifelong citizens here have just seen what it has become, and it's just, you've said it before, it's a blessing. It's a huge blessing, and I love when you come and talk to us about all the incredible things, because I think there's so many things that if we're not in that world, we just don't know what's happening. So let's just dive right in and talk to me about what's going on.
Well, it's been a great year.
Yeah.
And that's, and I'll get to some of the athletic accomplishments and different things, but, just to put it in perspective, 11 years ago, we talked about, we wanted to be a top 10 school district in the state. We wanted to be recognized as a leader in education, provide quality for all of our students, which is something that I'm very proud of. Every child matters in Alabaster, and that is so apparent when you walk in schools. You were in schools today. I was at Thompson Intermediate School today. It's apparent. But we're at 5 campuses. When we started, we were at 6 campuses. And I called it the never-ending transition. We left 3rd grade, went to 4th grade, then in 5th grade went to 6th grade, and 6th grade went to 7th grade. And as we know, all the research and just good sense means that we don't have a lot of transitions. So eliminating the 6th grade transition, although that took a big leap of faith for our parents, and I told them, trust me, we'll be all right.
And we are.
And they're so thankful, because once they get to middle school, they're at middle school.
Right.
So that worry and fear of that other transition is not there. So that worked out well. So we're at 5 campuses. We have 6,300 students right now. And when we opened the doors, we were probably at about 6,100. But remember, we transitioned almost 800 county students out of our district.
That's right.
So we're kind of like a net 1,100 up, if you really look at the math. And that's quite amazing for our city and our schools. Yeah. We have almost 900 employees.
Wow.
And that's one thing that we've done is we've invested in our employees. We've invested in reading and math coaches. We had a conversation today with the founder of Magma Math that was visiting Thompson Intermediate School today, and we talked about, he said, how do you have math coaches? And he said, well, our Board of Education, encouraged us to put those resources in place, and it's made a transformational difference at our schools, having coaching at school and having coaches at the district level. So that's a tremendous investment. We were for a long time the only A district, in the county as a school district, and I think now we're one of 2 of the 3 districts are A's, and we're very proud of that A. It's very difficult. It's when you look at the formula, and we talked about that. I think we had one program on that. The formula is very difficult at the middle and high school level to achieve an A. So right now, as a district, we're an A. We have 3 of our schools, Creekview, Meadowview, and Thompson Intermediate School, have A's. Meadowview, that's their 2nd one. Creekview, the 3rd one in a row. And TIS, the 1st A
that
awesome. They received this past year. So very proud of that. The middle school and high school both made gains. They're both still B's. But overall, when you put all that together, we're an A district. So we're very proud of that. And I want to thank all of our teachers and our parents, our students, and our administrators for helping make that happen. It's a team effort, the team approach. When we look at the niche rankings, we're 8th in the state out of 139 districts, and a lot of people say, "Oh, well, that's just rankings." Well, it was one of our goals.
Right.
It was one of the things that we put out there 11 years ago when we started looking at rankings when we were nowhere near being there. So making a difference in that formula with niche has helped us, and I'm very proud of that. Also, Creekview Elementary earning our first national U.S. Department of Education Blue Ribbon.
That is so wonderful and very well deserved for that school,
very well
right?
deserved. Yes, and I had to, to put it in perspective, the first year they gave out report cards, I think Creekview was a C.
Wow.
And the great work, instead of panicking, instead of, people not working together, that group pulled together as our schools did and made changes and adjustments. And we had the freedom to do that and the funding to do that. And so, they're 3 consecutive A's in a row and highs. And then when you look at, they're in the top 15%, and so is Metaview, of academic performance in our state. Creekview's award was for exemplary academic performance, which I like that word, exemplary academic performance. That makes that, what a great story to tell for our Creekview parents that believed and they worked together, and we had a great administrative team, and we also had a great instructional team that was supporting them. So I'm very proud of Creekview, and I can see blue ribbons in all of our schools right now.
I agree.
As they keep moving forward, and you have to get that first one, and then it just kind of stacks.
Build on it.
That's right, and you get that foundation. So I'm very proud of that, and in the sharing, I think that Creekview's administrative team and their instructional team and some teachers are actually going to the National Blue Ribbon Conference to present. So they're actually going to present on the great things that they've done over the past few years. I always go back to our accreditation scores. That's something else that people tend to forget. Used to it was Southern Association of Colleges and Schools, and then it changed to Advanced Ed, and then it changed to COGNY. And everybody's like, what is COGNY? I said, it's Southern Association. It's the old SACS accreditation. Oh, we know what that is. And I said, well, it's the same thing. But, we had one of the highest scores in the state.
Wow.
355, for a young district is amazing. I think the national average is like 278, 280.
Okay.
And if you look at some other districts around us and compare, we did very well. And that's an outside group coming in and observing and looking at your practice and your teaching and talking to parents and community people. And it was an overwhelmingly positive experience.
I love that. I love that that's an outsider's perspective
yeah.
of what we already know, right?
Yeah, exactly. We already know it, but it's nice for someone else to give you a thumbs up.
Exactly.
And that affirmation through an accreditation process. The other thing is graduation rate. I can remember one of my first conversations with administration in the school district when I got here. We talked about how can we do better than 89% graduation rate? I'm like 90%. We can do better than 89. It's just one of those things, because when you look at it in my world, and I know in most people's world, when you're at 90 or 89%, there are people that are not graduating, and that has a long-term effect on the students and the community and their families. So right now we've moved to a 99% graduation rate, and I think that we're pushing closer and closer to getting to almost 100%. And that's a team effort, great work, putting things together that are positive. And then they came out with college and career readiness indicators, and everyone's like, oh my goodness, another thing to look at. But really and truly, that's to make sure that the diploma has value. When you give out a diploma, you want it to mean something.
Right.
So now one of the graduation requirements is a college and career readiness indicator. There's a variety of ways you can get it. You can score a certain amount on your ACT score. You can have a credential through the career tech or the career academies. You can pass other exams and things that we offer. So there's 4 or 5 different ways. And there was a big disparity in the first few years of that. We were pushing 90% graduation rate. We're in the 70s in college and career readiness indicators, and now that college and career readiness indicators at 98%.
Whoa!
So we have more students earning that credential that basically is another assessment of that student is ready to move on to the next level of their work.
Right.
And that's what it's all about.